Next up is Dave Daubenmire. Dave lives in Thornville, Ohio. Dave has a BA in education from Otterbein College and a master's in education supervision from National University. Dave spent 25 years as a high school special education teacher and football coach. In 2000, after a 2-year battle with the ACLU over his right to pray with his football team, Dave has traveled the country standing up for Christian values and educating others on the U.S. Constitution and the original intent of our founders. Dave has authored 2 books, taught college at the graduate school level, hosts a weekly radio program, writes a weekly column on the National Forum News with views. Dave is currently head football coach at Fairfield Christian Academy in Lancaster, a program that he started in 2008. Dave and his wife, Michelle, have been married for 30 years and have 3 children. Dave?
We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal and endowed by their Creator. We certainly ain't going to right. Folks, we live in a society today where there's been such an attack on faith in America that we've become convinced that those of us who hold our faith near and dear, that we're to put our faith in the back pocket and allow government to become God. That's what's happened to us, you know. It says that to secure these rights, governments are instituted amongst men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. I was a high school football coach, minding my own business in Madison County, coaching my tail off when the American Civil Liberties Union came in and sued us for violating the civil rights of our kids. Now, listen, I was just a football coach, but it didn't seem right to me. I didn't know what it was, but it didn't seem right to me. We fought a 2-year battle with the ACLU for our right to be able to pray. I walked away and I started Passion Soul Ministries, and for the last 10 years of my life, I have been fighting these issues in the public square. Now, there are many of you, some of you, probably in this room tonight, who don't like the fact that I stand up and fight these issues. But that is, in fact, what I've been spending the last 10 years of my life doing. Last August, I spent 7 nights sleeping outside the offices of Zach's space, trying to find out if he'd come out and play. If we could get him to come out and face his constituents. The First Amendment of the Constitution guarantees us a right for a redress of our grievances. Zach's space was our redress of grievances. He was the vehicle, and he would not come out and do it. 7 nights. I had no intentions of running for public office. And I had people come by and they'd pat me on the back and say, "Oh, Coach, you're so brave, you're so brave." And I'd heard that about 50 times, and I said, wait a minute. At what point in America did doing your duty become bravery? When did that become bravery? And the reason we're in this mess is because God-fearing men and women have not stepped into the public square and stood up and did what they believe to be the truth and stood for what they know to be right. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not a politician. I am not a politician. But I tell you this, I've had a lot of experience being honest, and I know what I believe, and I promise you this, if you elect me to Congress, I will not bend, I will not bow, and I'll stand up and speak the truth. God bless you. There are some of us sitting up here that are not the favorite of the Republican Party. I hope that you can understand that. And I think there's a reason why. And I think it's important that you understand that you go talk to your friends who are independents and who are Democrats and let them know that when they show up at the polls on May 4th, they're allowed to go at that point and declare themselves to be a Republican. Only for that time can they come and vote as a Republican. The independent can come and vote as a Republican and cast a vote for Coach Dave Daubenmire. If it's just Republicans, if this Tea Party movement's the real deal, then we have to be able to reach across. There are conservative Democrats as well. And we have to be able to reach out to them. They're disaffected with the leadership that's going on. And I I told somebody one time, boy, if I could somehow get elected, maybe a good fundraiser would be for me to be able to sell tickets for my first opportunity to sit across from Barney Friday. Can you imagine that?